Baruch Ata Asherah Anat Melecha Ha'olam Asher Kiddushanu Mitzvotav V'tzivani Lehitatif Latzitzit. Good morning, Will. You're right on time. How are you? Yippee! I'm glad you're well. How's your partner doing? Let's do a little vocal warm-up to get started. Oh, I know how that can be. Less queer-phobic than before. Congratulations, you only bothered me half as much as you did yesterday. I feel so great. That sucks. I mean, maybe it's great. Maybe it's good and I don't have to be dismissive of it. I'm glad that they can still be together, particularly in a time of loss. Yeah, it's kind of wild how queerness can destroy families. Conservatives aren't wrong about that. Good morning, Luke. How are you doing? What are you up to today? What are we up to today? What am I up to today? I'm going to make some tree art. I'm going to add to this drawing here. Nothing much. Me neither. I find it existentially dreadful. I don't know what to do with my time. I wake up, I have a hard time getting out of bed. I stream late. Like, y'all keep me in a rhythm, right? Like, if I didn't have this community to return to every morning, I'm not sure what I would be doing. But yeah, right now I feel a little aimless. Or more than little. I feel deeply aimless. But so it goes. So we're going to say the Shema and the Vahafta, and we'll read from the Epic of Gilgamesh, and then say Arati and Kaddish, and then conclude. That's what the day's schedule is like today. So we'll start by listening. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Vahafta et Anat Elohecha uv'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'chayu ha'devarim ha'el asher narchim mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'vitecha v'lechtecha chavaderch uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam le'ohut al yadecha avechayu letotafot b'neinecha beitecha, uchtavtachacham al mezuzot beitecha, uvihisharecha. V'chaya. Ki v'chaya Elohecha el ha'aretz asher nispai levotecha le'avram nischach leYaakov לתת לך עברים גדולות וטובות אשר לא בנית ובתים מלאים כתובה אשר למילאת וברות הצבים אשר לעצת וכרבים וזיתים אשר נתת והלכת ושבת הישמר לך פן ישלח את יהוה אשר תשלחך מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. When Yahweh Eloheinu brings you into the land that he swore to your fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to assign to you, great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant, and you eat your fill. Take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. Good morning, Kimmy. How are you doing today? Your kid's on vacation. Does that mean that there's a childcare change? A different morning rhythm, maybe? So, where we left off, Enkidu had been doomed to death for his role in killing the Bull of Heaven, which was really Gilgamesh's fault, but, it was Enkidu that gets punished. So what happens, sometimes justice does not get neatly met. And Enkidu, rather than blaming Gilgamesh for Gilgamesh's role in convincing him to do these exploits, he blamed Shamhat, because she seduced him and made him into a man. And so he curses her. You've been waiting for the continuation of this story. Good. So Enkidu curses her, and then Shamhat's like, come on. Or Shamhash, rather. Not Shamhat, the harlot. Shamhash, the sun deity, is like, come on. Shamhat's really great. And Enkidu's like, oh, okay, I guess she is really great. And then he blesses her, right? In a kind of harlot-y way, right? By saying, like, may you have lots of good sex, basically. What he says, may the subordinate not hold back from you, but open his trousers. May he give you obsidian, lapis, gold. May ear bangles be your gift. To the man whose wealth is secure, whose granaries are full, may Ishtar of the gods introduce you to him. For your sake, may the wife and mother of 7 be abandoned. Right, so I hope you find a wealthy John who chooses you, the prostitute, over his wife and kids. That's the blessing. And I can relate. I've always desired to be a homewrecker. That's not true at all. So then we can continue on. Enkidu was sick at heart. He lay there lonely. He told his friend what weighed upon his mind. After both cursing and then blessing the prostitute, he says, Enkidu tells Gilgamesh a dream that he had the night before. The timing of this is not clear, suggesting that the text has been assembled from different materials at this point. The dream is of dying and of the afterlife. Mesopotamian tradition was unanimous on this grim view of the netherworld, characterized by darkness, hunger, thirst, dust, and no rewards beyond those provided by the solicitude of one surviving kin. A fragment discovered at Megiddo. So Megiddo is in the Levant, but, okay. A fragment discovered at Megiddo, dating perhaps the 14th century BCE, preserves a version of this episode in which Enkidu may blame Gilgamesh for the killing of Humbaba, but this is uncertain. Well, that's appropriate. I mean, that feels like very intuitive in the text, that Enkidu would blame Gilgamesh. In any case, Enkidu is going to recount now a dream of the afterlife. My friend, what a dream I had last night. Heaven cried out. Earth made reply. I was standing between them. There was a certain man. His face was somber. His face was that like of a lion-hearted monster bird Anzu. His hands were the paws of a lion. His fingernails were the talons of an eagle. He seized me by the hair. He was too strong for me. I hit him, but he sprang back like a swing rope. He hit me and capsized me like a raft. Like a wild bull he trampled me. He, my whole body with his slaver, save me, my friend. But you did not save me. You were afraid and did not, and there's a footnote here. A dark, glassy, imported volcanic stone prized in Mesopotamia for making implements because it was hard and could hold a sharp edge. Obsidian. Where is obsidian referenced? May he give you obsidian, lapis, and gold. Yes, I know what obsidian is. Translator. Thank you. Okay. Oh gosh, Enkidu's about to die, so we're gonna continue on until Enkidu dies. So, continue on with the dream. And turned me into a dove. He trussed my limbs like a bird. Holding me fast, he took me down to the house of shadows, the dwelling of hell. To the house whence none who enters came forth, on the road from which there is no way back, to the house whose dwellers are deprived of light, where dust is their fate, and food is their clay, and their food is clay. They are dressed like birds in feather garments. Yea, they shall see no daylight, for they abide in darkness. Dust lies thick on the door and bolt to the house. When I entered the house of dust, I saw crowns in a heap. There dwelt the kings, the crowned heads, who once ruled the lands, who always set out roast meat for Anu and Enlil, who always set out baked offerings, libated cool water from waterskins. In that house of dust I entered. Dwelt high priests and acolytes, dwelt reciters of spells and ecstatics. Mesopotamian poets often use extremes to convey totality. High priests were at the top of the hierarchy, assistants or acolytes at the bottom. So line 161 that we just read means that all ranks of the priesthood were in the netherworld along with other people. Reciters of spells were learned scholars, while prophets or ecstatics were people who spoke in a trance without having studied their words. They were sometimes social outcasts or people without education. Line 162 therefore refers to all those who communicated or made use of the words of the gods. I miss you too, Hina. Why don't you come around more often? Sorry, I'm sure you have many important things to do with your life. It's nice to see you. Right, so Enkidu is saying that he went to the house of the dead, where lots of religious people of all walks of life were there, both the high and the low. Reciters of spells and ecstatics. Dwelt the anointers of the great gods. Dwelt King Etana and the god of the beasts. Dwelt the queen of the netherworld, Eresh Gagal. Belet Seri, scribe of the netherworld, was kneeling before her. She was holding a tablet and reading to her. She lifted her head. She looked at me. Who brought this man? Then there's a gap. Whereas the two friends have interpreted, or one might say explained away the grim symbolism of all the dreams they have had since the beginning of their friendship, this dream is so obvious and compelling in its portent that no interpretation is called for. I, who went with you through all hardships, remember me, my friend. Do not forget what I have undergone. My friend had a dream needing no interpretation. Enkidu's final illness is conveyed by monotonous repetition of the days of its course. This climaxes in a parting speech, little of which is now preserved. The day he had the dream, his strength went out. Enkidu lay there one day. A second day he was ill. Enkidu lay in his bed. The illness grew worse. A third day, a fourth day, Enkidu's illness grew worse. A fifth, sixth, seventh, an eighth, ninth, a 10th day, Enkidu's illness grew worse. An 11th and 12th day, Enkidu laid in his bed. He called for Gilgamesh, roused him with his cry. My friend laid on me the greatest curse of all. When in battle, I feared the battle, but will die in my bed. My friend who falls quickly in battle is glorious. I, in battle, Enkidu dies. And with that, took 10 days to die. 12 days. 12 days to die. So now Enkidu is dead. And Gilgamesh will lament him. And then we'll spend the rest of the book. How many more tablets are there? We're on tablet 8 now. Tablet 11. There's 11 tablets. And then there's some sub-stories. Gilgamesh and the Bull of Heaven. Oh. Alright, there's quite a lot. Okay. Alright, we're not even halfway through. But the rest of the story is motivated by Enkidu's death, right? Gilgamesh is quite distraught that his friend could die in this way. It's amazing to me, the drama that went into the ancient stories. I know! They're so good. They're so good. And there's funny gaps in them, right? Enkidu's death is a little bit unmotivated. It goes from they're fighting the Bull of Heaven to Enkidu's going to die, right? But the actual cursing of Enkidu is skipped out. We have to infer it, or the archaeologists have assumed it based on their research and whatnot. Yeah, so there's gaps in the stories, but they're still so vivid. They do have the same problems we do, right? People fall in love, they get their hearts broken, they seek grandeur and power and autonomy over their own lives. Yeah, we're not that different, even though it was 4,000 years ago. But, like, honestly, 4,000 years is a blink of an eye on most timescales that the world operates on. So it goes. So it goes. I say it all the time. It's a meaningless phrase. So it goes. So it goes. What's going? Who's so? I should just say gibberish. Kazabunda Elo. Kazabunda Elo. We will read about Gilgamesh's response to Enkidu's death tomorrow. Good morning, Jasby. How are you? I have a cat. She's really nice. She likes to be right here. Okay. So, we'll now conclude with Arati, and then with Kaddish, and get on with our lives. How am I? Confused, Jazz. I'm confused. I got my PhD last week, and now I don't know what to do with myself. And I feel kind of sad. If I'm being honest, I feel aimless and sad and unmotivated. And, like, that my life should be radically different, but it's not. I'm making art, right? I'm going to make some tree art today and film it. Today will be the first day of filming for a TikTok, so I guess that's good. I'm going to start posting videos again. I just wish that I felt more excited. But, you know, one cannot will one's mental state. New goals time. Yeah, that is for sure. It is new goals time. Good morning, Batya. Good morning, Nox. Hi! It's been a while. How are you doing? It's nice to see you again. What's going on in your life? So, now let's say Arati. The word Arati means flame in Sanskrit. Here's our flame. Our gross flame. I am in the midst of a slow burning existential confusion, which will last until the day I die. But in the meantime, it's basically okay. Jaya Jayarti Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jayarti Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jayarti Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Vanita Chora Jaya Jayarti Venkantaramana Venkantaramana Sankatarana Sitarama Radhe Shama Jaya Jayarti Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Sambasara Shiva Umamaheshwara Jaya Jayarti Rajarajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Mahashakti Jaya Jayarti Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jayarti Dattatreya Trimutri Vatara Jaya Jayarti Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarti Sanistaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarti Sankarachaya Advaita Guravi Jaya Jayarti Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jayarti Vishnudevananda Jaya Jayarti Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jayarti Ayapa Samine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jayarti Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave Jaya Jayarti Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Gurubho Namaha Jaya Jayarti Venugopala. Greetings, Carlos, from Connecticut. Pricing and tactics of what? Like, day trading? Some kind of financial instruments? Or chess tactics? It works. Not well, but it works. Gardening and baking works well to ease your existential anxieties. Marketing book. What are you trying to sell? Good morning. I am very blue today. Good morning, ghost. Natatra bati natandrakara tamnima vidyobati kutoy magni tomivan tamadabanti sarvam tasya basya samidam bivanti om gange karyamane karva govari saraswati narmade siddhika verihiya namastitam namo namaha. Tvameva mata japita tvameva Tvameva bandisha saka tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva sarvam mama deva deva kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmanava prakrite sabhavad karomyadyad sakalam parasmahe narayana hiti sarmarpayami sarvadharmam pravichayam amikam savanam vrija amsva sarvapapayo mokshayami masucha. Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my intellect, nature, or my emotions, all these I dedicate to you. Even those who wish to depict me as a serpentine man. You know, that's not actually a bad depiction. I'm okay with that. Maybe I should slit my tongue. Considered that, right? And doing all these tattoos and body modifications. Should I split my tongue in half so I can look like a snake? I would do it if it was more accessible. I think so. The price advantage, data governance for the executive, strategy and tactics of pricing, all of them. That sounds so dry. Like, you must have a reason for reading that. You're reading it just because, like, your mother gave you the book because you thought it's interesting? You're trying to get a job in marketing? Like, what's your... I'm so interested now. Like, I wish I could learn that kind of stuff. Maybe I'd be able to get better TikTok analytics, you know? I just read a book, a little novella. Let me see if I can pull up the cover here. Yeah. It's called... No, I want the cover. Come on, cover page. Yes. Paradise Rot. A novel. It's smut. It's pornography, basically. But fungal pornography. It was very good. It's worth a read. I liked it. You want to get a job in medical translation? No? I can post the ebook in the server if you're interested. Just ask me. Yeah, read it. It was really good. It's short. It took me like 4 hours to read the entire thing. It's about this Norwegian girl who goes to school in England and then moves in with this woman who's actually a mushroom, or maybe like the entire apartment gets colonized by some kind of fungal presence, and then they have some very fungal sex. It's really good. You know, it's okay to read smut sometimes. Particularly if it's mycologically themed. So, time to say Kaddish. Kaddish for my health. Kaddish for all those who have gone before. Kaddish for all those who suffer. Kaddish for confusion. The First Amendment doesn't protect obscenity? I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to write porn if you want to write porn. Kaddish for all those who are offended by parts of the world which exist. Not according to the Supreme Court. What, you're not allowed to put obscenity in public places, I guess? Shave your puppy? What kind of puppy? We're about to conclude, Knox. I'm just trying to segue into Kaddish, and it's very difficult to segue from mushroom pornography to prayer of grief. But, so it goes. So it goes. There, again, I say that silly little phrase. What does it mean? What does it mean? Rescue with a lot of knots, so they need to be shaved. So we're going to conclude now. We're going to conclude with Kaddish because I feel like there's a lot to mourn in life. And so I try to take a little bit of space in the day, just this much space, this much, little Kaddish space, and say, okay, this is for our grief. You can put the words into the little space and send them into the ether. And then I'm going to make some tree art. That's what I'm going to do with my day. I'm going to go downstairs and eat breakfast and say hello to my friend who's visiting. And then tree art. So, for the last 2,500 years, my ancestors have said these words in response to death. Yidgadal v'yidgadash Shema Rabbah. V'yama divrach yute v'yamlich malchute b'chayachon v'yamechon v'chayed kol beit Yisrael b'gala v'zman kariv v'yamru. Amen. Yehe Shema Rabbah mevarach li'olam olmei olmaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yirmam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shema d'kudesha b'richu leila min kol berchata v'shirata tush berchata v'nechemata d'yamiran v'yama v'yamru. Amen. Yehe Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'yamru. Amen. Oseh shalom v'yamramav v'uya aseh shalom aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'yamru. Amen. Oh, say shalom bimramav, huya say shalom aleinu, v'ya lechol Yisrael, v'yimru, v'yimru, amen. Thanks. Thanks for joining me today, and so many other days. Hebrew is the language, Hina. Yeah, so I'll see you on Discord. You can chat more. Check out the link in my bio. You can support the stream through Patreon and with a one-time tip or blah blah blah, or just by showing up and saying hi. Good luck with my conflicts for the rest of my life, Batya. For the rest of my life, I'm gonna feel this way, I think. I'm so glad you got to stop in. I'll see you soon. Great seeing you again, too. Farewell, Nox. Farewell, friends. I hear you. Bye.